This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. To me, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Joy. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. The world didn't give it. The world can't take it away.
Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Arlington. My name is Ann McKnight. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm the co-secretary of the UUCA board. I wanted to just say a few things about myself before I welcome you to the church. UUCA has been my spiritual community since 1985. Supported me in sadness and great joy through various stages of my life. When I moved to Arlington, I was attracted by the liberal religious community at UUCA, a place where social justice was central to its mission. The church has been a resource to me in many ways. My children participated in RE when I went through a divorce, as I met my second husband and married in this church, and as his life was celebrated here when he died. Through UUCA, I have had the opportunity to participate in many social justice activities, particularly in the last 15 years in Allianz's partnership with Atavima, a Mayan human rights organization, which sponsors Mayan scholarship students in Guatemala. In the church, we are a community that upholds the sacredness of all people, all backgrounds, races, genders, sexual orientations, and disabilities and abilities, both seen and unseen. Whether this is your first time here or if you are a lifelong member, as I am, I'm glad you're with us. I have 3 announcements. Reverend Amanda mentioned that there have been some recent email phishing schemes. schemes and scams, and to please be alert. If anyone from the church asks for gift cards or favors, which is what I was asked, which we only do in the context of Secret Santa, please don't respond to that message and report it to a member of the staff. You can also check whether the message comes from uucava.org. So I have another announcement. Imagine coming to UUCA for a Thanksgiving dinner with your old pals, new friends, and Reverend Amanda. Please join us this coming Friday at 6:30 for a Friendsgiving potluck. Bring your favorite fall dish, holiday spirits, and hearty appetites as we sit down together for connection and gratitude. And finally, there's a meeting right after the service, Saving the Earth, Bite by Bite. We'll be meeting in the boardroom. Come and eat some plant-based treats and investigate how our food production and systems shape the earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne, for that welcome, and good morning, everyone. My name is Allison Cardy. I'm your worship associate today. Pronouns are she, her, and we have a whole crew of people helping with worship today. We have our guest minister, Rev. Roberta. We have our phenomenal UUCA band of Fred, Devin, Topher, Matt, Will, Barry, Rob, Allie, and Jeff. Thank you all so much for being here. We have our AV team of Cameron and Wes. We have greeters and ushers and cup washers and RE teachers and all of you, both here in the sanctuary and also online. Hello. If you're online, you can say hello in the chat. If you're here, I now invite you to rise as you're able and greet one another.
Good morning. Thank you for your warm welcome. Our call to worship this morning is adapted from the Reverend Gretchen Haley. She wrote it and she said to colleagues, please adapt it as you will. And so I have accepted that gift. This is called God Runs Late for Church. Today, God is running late, trying to find their seat, scanning the room for someone they know or someone they don't. God's feeling evangelical, but not in a judgy way. Mysterious, but not manipulative. God can't stop thinking about the James Webb Telescope and the possibility that time is not linear, which God might have guessed from the never-ending urgency of some upcoming election and the reality that Christmas and Hanukkah decorations have already shown up in the grocery store. God is tired. Tired of grief and white supremacy and the warming of the oceans. Not to mention, God usually comes to the later service. And it's hot, Why hasn't the climate-friendly air conditioning been installed yet, God wonders. And of course, we're all like, no kidding, God. Can't you do something about that? But God's hearing aid batteries ran out, and they haven't had time to order more. Or that's what they say when asked, and can hear the question, but really, the last emergency room visit maxed their credit cards, and their partner's been working DoorDash for some extra cash. But it's just not enough, and really, God just wants to be present. Stop worrying about everything. Sing, breathe, laugh. We got you, God, we say. We'll settle in, and we'll be present, and we'll sing. We'll tell stories and breathe deep. We'll remember ourselves and offer whole galaxies of gratitude for all this beauty, for still blooming salvia and full apple trees, zucchini bread and the World Series, for protest letters and entire villages of people saying, "You are safe here, God. Your creation is not yet done, creating you. Come, let us worship together."
Each week at UUCA, we light a candle of compassion. This week, we light our candle for folks who are dealing with scary, uncertain, or stressful situations. We hold candidates during this election season, as well as government workers who are dealing with the continued government shutdown. And now, if you'll join me for our chalice lighting, the words are in your order of service. We gather together as a community of memory and hope to celebrate life and its infinite possibilities for love. We light this chalice as a symbol of the light within every human heart. May our individual sparks meet and merge, bringing both light and warmth to the world.
Okay, so please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing together. It is in the insert provided in your program today, the song Lead with Love.
Lift up your eyes, don't you despair, look up ahead, the path is there, Gotta put one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other, love. Put one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. I know you're scared, as I'm scared too, but here I am, right next to you, Put one foot in front of the other, and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other, and lead with
And now it is time for our wisdom lesson, so I'd like to invite any young people who would like to come sit on the carpet here. And Allison and I are going to tell a story. Anybody who wants to bring their grown-up with them would be welcome to come sit in the front row, too. So I want to talk about a big word. It's the word contagious. Who knows what contagious means? Yes? Able to spread something. That is a beautiful definition. And what else might it mean? What does it spread? It could spread anything. You guys are way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. Oh, now, it's a good thing that was a fake sneeze, right? Because germs are one of the things that's contagious, so we try to keep our germs to ourselves. Can you show us how to sneeze without sharing germs? Show me. I think we should all try that. Ready? 1, 2, 3, chew. No, that wasn't loud enough. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, chew. Yes. Now, as you have already said, germs aren't the only thing that is contagious. And I would like to tell you about a story about something good that could be contagious. One day, there were a whole bunch of children playing in a playground. And they were on the swings and on the monkey bars and running around and having fun. And then 2 of the children got into a fight. Now, are there 2 of you who might be willing to fake fight? Fake fight. Okay, 1, 2. Come up 1 step. Don't hurt each other, but fake fight. Fake fight, yeah. Now, everybody else got very uncomfortable when they started fighting. Some of the kids walked away. Some of the kids just looked away, and they kept fighting and fighting, and nobody knew what to do. But then Allison walked over and just said, "Stop it." They stopped fighting for a minute, and then it looked like they were going to start again. But this time, not just Allison, but other kids came over too. They came over and they said things like, "Hey, let's go for a walk. Take her for a walk. Will you help me? Somebody help me. Somebody come help me. Come on up, come on up." And say, yes, and say, "Hey, would you spot me on the monkey bars?" Yes, cool. And so the fight stopped, and everyone was able to go back to having a good time on the playground. Now, what does this have to do with the word contagious? Well,
When Allison was the first person that said stop it, everybody else.
her courage was contagious. And that's a very important thing for all of us to know right now. Courage is also contagious. Once Allison did one brave thing, and not a dangerous thing. She didn't step in between them and try to separate them. She just, what did you do?
I just said stop it.
Yes. So courage is contagious, and that's a good thing. And now I think we should all practice being courageous. So could you all stand up and put your hands on your hips and look very serious and say in your sternest voice, "Stop it." 1, 2, louder. Stop it. Could you all help? 1, 2, 3. Stop it. That's what we all have to do, right? To make sure that our courage is even more contagious than our germs, right? Okay, well, thank you for sharing this time with me. We're going to sing now while you go off to your religious education classes or back to your grown-ups. Could some of the older kids help David roll up the rug? Could you, anybody help? Thank you. invite you into a time of prayer or meditation as it is most meaningful for each one of you. Let's take a deep breath together and hear these words by Luke Stevens Royer, Prayer Ballot. I walk in as on pilgrimage. The altar cloths are red, white, and blue. The ushers are the women who have been running these things, who have been running everything since before I was born. I'm handed the ballot like a scroll because the questions seem that important, ancient and modern. Of what my God and country ask of me, who for commissioner, mayor, president, who for District 8, Ward 7 school board, who will do justice, love mercy, and walk humbly. I make my mark with at least a shred of hope that something good will come from this. And regardless, I remember, the world won't be destroyed entirely by this. The world won't be saved entirely by this. Marking my vote is like kneeling in prayer because neither will accomplish anything right away. But the purpose of both is to remind me of my deepest hope for the world that I'm trying to help create. So I rise from prayer and turn in my ballot and remember the who is me and us and we the people. And again, I set to the task that is mine, justice, mercy, humble service in my small corner of the world. Amen.
Each week at UUCA, we share the plate, and 70% of our collected offering goes to a Share the Plate participant, a recipient. This month, in November, our recipient is Arlington Food Assistance Center. AFAC is Arlington's primary food support provider to low-income individuals and families. Through centers across the county, it provides food staples and protein products to those in need. UUCA volunteers help distribute food to AFAC clients bi-monthly, typically serving 100 to 200 Arlington families. They also assist with other activities, including food drives, sorting donations, and direct distribution. Don't hesitate to contact Burke Kapler for more information. Would the ushers please come forward to collect an offering? You can write check to UUCA, write pledge, or share the plate in the memo line. You can donate on uucava.org, on PayPal, or scan the QR code in your order of service.
Please join us. The words are in your order of service.
For spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for working folk who forge the wealth we see. In farm and mill, in home and school, unsung is history. America, America, places closest Lord Green. The Lord they lie, but side by side, all rise united free. Oh, beautiful thy immigrants who hail from every land. Their hope and heart and diligence, like gifts from God's own hand. America, America, thy grace shall yet remain, to reach thy poor who reach thy shore with open arms again. Oh, beautiful for patriot dreams that sees beyond the years. Thine alabaster city free, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you all so much. And ushers, could you please come forward? We'll now bless our offering. The words are in your order of service. We bless and receive these gifts, opening our hearts to true generosity. Let us be grateful when we give, be it time, talent, or treasure. Let us be grateful for our needs and the experience of vulnerability. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts to nurture this congregation. Thank you. Today's reading is The Lanyard by Billy Collins. And I don't know if any of you have mothers, but if so, this might resonate with you. The Lanyard. The other day, I was ricocheting slowly off the blue walls of this room, moving as if underwater, from typewriter to piano, from bookshelf to an envelope lying on the floor. When I found myself in the L section of the dictionary, where my eyes fell upon the word lanyard. No cookie nibbled by a French novelist could send me into the past more suddenly. A past where I sat at a workbench at a camp by a deep Adirondack lake, learning how to braid long, thin plastic strips into a lanyard, a gift for my mother. I had never seen anyone use a lanyard, or wear one, if that's what you did with them, but that did not keep me from crossing strand over strand again and again until I had made a boxy red and white lanyard for my mother. She gave me life and milk from her breasts, and I gave her a lanyard. She nursed me in many a sick room, lifted spoons of medicine to my lips, laid cold face cloths on my forehead, and then led me out into the airy light and taught me to walk and swim, and I, in turn, presented her with a lanyard. Here are thousands of meals, she said, and here is clothing and a good education. And here's your lanyard, I replied, which I made with a little help from my counselor. Here is a breathing body and a beating heart, strong legs, bones, and teeth, and 2 clear eyes to read the world, she whispered. And here, I said, is the lanyard I made at camp. And here, I wish to say to her now, is a smaller gift, not the worn truth that you can never repay your mother, but the rueful admission that when she took the 2-tone lanyard from my hand, I was sure as a boy could be that this useless, worthless thing I wove out of boredom would be enough to make us even.
Thank you. That's a hard poem to read. You have to read it several times before you read it without crying. So last Sunday, we had our annual remembrance service. Wait a minute. This is what happens when you get your cataracts fixed and you don't know what to do with anything anymore. If you were in the sanctuary last Sunday, you may have brought to mind and heart beloveds in your own memory who had died. And one of the people I named silently was my mother. I've been thinking a lot about her lately, wondering what she would make of our current political and cultural situation. And as I struggle to understand what is appropriate for me to be doing these days, I think with gratitude of the gifts she bestowed upon me as I was growing up. And since this is the first Sunday in November, and our worship theme for the month centers around gratitude and giving thanks, I'm offering this sermon as an homage to my mother. Margaret Jean Ashcombe, born in Johnstown, Pennsylvania on June 7, 1919. She spent much of her teenage years itching to get out of Johnstown and fled to college in what she thought was the big city, Pittsburgh. She finished college just in time to enlist in the Navy and served as a wave during World War II. After the war, she moved to the only real big city, New York. She lived in Greenwich Village. hung out at jazz clubs, and generally lived a bohemian life that her family back in Johnstown could not even have imagined. And then she married my father, got pregnant with me, moved to the suburbs, and became a typical suburban housewife. But not really. Or not only, because in addition to fulfilling the role of housewife and suburban mom, she was always a social justice warrior. That is why my brother and I grew up in the Community Church of New York, a Unitarian congregation in Midtown Manhattan. My mom used to say, "I worship with the Episcopalians, but I march with the Unitarians." So let me tell you a couple stories to illustrate this. In the early 60s, our very white suburban conclave of Rockwood Park, Queens, was challenged by the arrival of an African-American family. They were not treated to a warm welcome. Threats, their lawns set on fire, rocks thrown through their living room window. Like many civil rights leaders, this family had been well prepared in advance for what would happen. They had the support of the AACP and other organizations, and they had the support of my parents, who introduced themselves and welcomed them to the neighborhood. Soon, our parents were plotting together. It turns out that this family was also Episcopalian, like my mother, so one Sunday, instead of heading into the community church in Manhattan, my parents told me that we were all going to Mommy's church with the Allens. "Even Daddy?" I asked, because my father, who had grown up Jewish and was an atheist Jew, never voluntarily set foot in a Christian church. But yes, Daddy was going too. So we all piled into one car. This was back in the day, all 8 of us, and headed to church. We parked and tumbled out of the car, and I was shocked because friends and neighbors and people that I had known all my life stared at me with such hatred. We children were frightened, but our parents told us to just put our heads down and keep on moving forward. We sat down in a pew, and everyone around us moved away. After the service, the priest turned his back on us when we got up to him in the receiving line. When we got home, our parents debriefed together, and then the Allens went home, and I still didn't understand what had happened. I walked into the kitchen and saw my mother sitting at the kitchen table, smoking, again, this was back in the day, and crying. Irrationally, because I was a tween at the time, I was angry at her. "Did you know that was going to happen?" I asked. "Yes," she replied. "Well, then why did we go?" And she stopped crying, and she looked fierce, and she banged her fist down on the table, and she said, "Because that is my church, and it is my duty to remind my church what it means to be a Christian." What I learned from my mother that day is that houses of worship are not just about piety and fellowship and potluck dinners. They are about embodying the true mission of the faith. They are not just about comforting the afflicted, they are about afflicting the comfortable. And it is the job of every member of every religion to call their houses of worship to account when they stray from their mission. Now, many of you have heard both me and Reverend Amanda talk about the work of James Luther Adams, one of the preeminent UU theologians of the 20th century. Adams made it his life work to examine and amplify the role of what he called voluntary associations. He noted that there is a creative tension at work between excessive individualism on one hand and authoritarianism on the other hand. And it is the voluntary associations, the intermediary structures, houses of worship, book clubs, charitable organizations that keep those two things, authoritarianism and individualism, in a healthy balance. Anytime that balance is disrupted, and it is disrupted in America today, it behooves us to pay close attention to those intermediary structures. They need to be nurtured and supported at this time because in addition to fulfilling their stated missions, they are saddled with the incredibly hard job of bringing our unbalanced nation back into balance. Now, I don't think my mother had ever heard of James Luther Adams, but she certainly practiced what he preached. Another story. When I was in high school, in the mid-'60s, I got very involved with supporting the United Farm Workers and their attempt to unionize grape pickers. I visited supermarkets with several friends, talked to the managers about buying only union grapes, and even organized picket lines at non-union stores. But I think the most effective work I did was with the assistance of my mother. Now, you must understand that my social justice mother looked like a stereotypical suburban housewife in the 1960s. She never left the house without makeup, a heavily teased beehive hairdo, and nice clothes. Her appearance is what made it possible for us to pull off a little bit of guerrilla theater. We would walk into a supermarket and stroll up and down the aisles, filling our cart. Then we would arrive at the produce aisle, and she would say loudly, "Oh, Roberta, go and make sure those are union grapes they're selling." I would discover, to my dismay, that they were not union grapes. She would then ask to speak to the produce manager, a discussion would ensue, and then she would say in dismay, "Well, I just can't patronize a store that doesn't support union farm workers." And we would leave the overflowing cart of groceries in the middle of the produce aisle and go on to the next store. What I learned from my mother in those days is the importance of using my privilege to support marginalized people in their struggles for equality and justice. Now, I'm pretty sure that in 1968, neither of us had ever heard of the concept of privilege. We probably had not ever used the word marginalized. But my mother fully understood that someone who looked like her could effect change that would benefit people who looked nothing like her. I have always carried that awareness with me, and I am applying it even today. Early in the current administration, Barry and I attended a training sponsored by the ACLU on how to respond to ICE activity in our neighborhood. One of the things they suggested is if you feel safe, video their actions so that eventually they could be held accountable for possibly unconstitutional activities. And you know who is the safest of onlookers to video ICE actions? Old white ladies. And I have in fact used that privilege on several occasions to do just that. One final story. When I was in early elementary school, I had a piano teacher named Mr. McAllister. He was a very kind and patient man, and I loved taking lessons with him, even though I had no aptitude at all for the piano. None. Mr. McAllister lived in Manhattan, where he had a reputation as an accomplished pianist, playing recitals in some very prestigious concert halls. And yet once a week, he came all the way out to the wilds of Queens to give lessons to a hack like me and several neighborhood children. After he had done his rounds of lessons, he would often return to our house and stay for dinner. And I mean a dinner party type dinner with a lace tablecloth and fancy dishes and crystal glasses and sterling silver. On these fancy occasions, he would be joined by his friend, who would come out from Manhattan in time for dinner. For years, I wondered why an accomplished pianist like Mr. McAllister would waste a day in Queens teaching 8-year-olds to play the piano, and years later, it dawned on me. There were, back in the 60s, very few opportunities for Mr. McAllister and his friend to sit down at a fancy dinner table with a typical suburban family, mother, father, 2 kids, and a cat, and be accepted and welcomed for who they were. I have no idea how my mother had her consciousness raised about gay and lesbian issues back then. I do know that at her memorial service years later, one of the people who got up to speak was a gay man from her Episcopal church who said, "When we attended a service here for the first time, Jean was the first person who approached us afterward and welcomed us and treated us just like everybody else." In this time of increasing attacks on all kinds of vulnerable people, I can tell you that what I learned from my mother all those years ago is that allyship is not always about marching or advocacy. Allyship can be matter-of-fact acceptance that transforms into radical hospitality. A beautifully set table and a beautifully cooked meal, a cup of coffee and a conversation about the weather. My mother died my first month of seminary. She was thrilled that I had answered the call to ministry. I suspect that had she been born a decade or so later, she would have become an Episcopal priest. Even though Olympia Brown was ordained in 1863, for most of my mother's life, it was still true that women were not supposed to be ministers. I know that my mother would love knowing that her church is now an inclusive and affirming denomination welcoming women and LGBTQ people into the pews and the priesthood. She would be thrilled to learn that her church has taken steps to address its history of racism, including creative initiatives like one called Becoming Beloved Community, which promotes healing and reconciliation from the racist past of the Episcopal Church. And she would have been ecstatic over the fact that the current Bishop of Washington is named Marianne Booty, and talk about someone who understands that courage is contagious. This is a woman who knows how to speak truth to power. So let me conclude by reviewing the lessons learned from Jean, the social justice warrior. Lessons so relevant for our times. First, nurture those intermediary structures, those organizations that support democratic institutions and practice justice and mercy, like AFAC and compassion. These are the institutions that, when they're strong, make America strong. Nurture them with your time and your talent and your treasure. Don't be afraid to challenge them to recall their true mission and to call them to account when they stray from that mission. Second, be aware of your privilege. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't deny it. Use it in the service of justice and compassion and liberation. And finally, remember that being a social justice warrior can mean many different things. Protesting, writing letters, making phone calls, setting a fancy dinner table and inviting guests, having a casual but genuine conversation over a cup of coffee. In this month of expressing gratitude and giving thanks, I say a hearty thank you to my mom. And just in case that isn't sufficient gratitude, Mom, here is your lanyard.
Okay, this is another sing-along. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing "We Will Carry Each Other." The words are in the printout in your order of service.
I'm looking for shelter in a friend. We can build a beginning, but I do not know the end. I am scared of breaking when I bend. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We
have firm conviction and my heart is full of doubt, we will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage, and my journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength, we will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage, and my journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength, we will carry each other on the way.
Please join me in the chalice extinguishing. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light and warmth it represents. These we carry with us, bringing our sparks of love to the world.
So Tuesday is Election Day here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. For many years, people thought it was kind of cute and a little bit quirky that we in Virginia insist on this off-year election cycle for our highest elected offices. But this year, the quirky timing of our election for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and the entire House of Delegates is of critical importance, not just to Virginia, but to the nation. So please, if you haven't already voted early, go vote on Tuesday. I will not, of course, tell you who to vote for. I will relate this story by the UU minister, David Rankin. In the 1968 election, he was not particularly thrilled with either Richard Nixon or Hubert Humphrey, so he simply urged everyone to vote for, quote, the most intelligent, experienced, and compassionate candidate. He was very surprised, therefore, moments later, to have someone come up to him in the receiving line, red-faced, shaking his fist and saying, "How dare you endorse Hubert Humphrey from the pulpit?" So please do vote for the most intelligent, experienced, and compassionate candidates. We are in dire need of all three of those traits in our elected leaders right now. And remember also that your ballot is a prayer, and that once your prayer ballot is cast, we must all rise from prayer and return to the task that is ours, to do justice, to love mercy, and to offer humble service in our small corner of the world. So let it be. Amen.
Be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. And I know you might have a heavy load, but I can carry some too. I will lift you up when it push you down. I will raise my voice and stand my ground. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. And it looks like it might be a long night, but I ain't going nowhere. And I know it's gonna be a hard fight, but I will stay right here. I will shine a light in the darkest hour. I will face the man in the tallest tower. Well, it looks like it might be a long night, but I ain't going nowhere. In the name of love, I will speak,
I will shout,
I will sing it to the skies above. Well, it looks like it might be a perilous climb, but I will follow your lead. And I know one of us is free. But I will hold on tight, stay by your side. I will be with you through this whole damn ride. Well, it looks like it might be a perilous climb, but I will follow your lead. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. And it looks like it might have a heavy load, but I will carry some too. I'll lift you up when they push you down. I will raise my voice and stand my ground. Well, it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna walk it with you. That's right. I'm gonna walk it with you. I'm gonna walk it with you. I will walk. I will climb. Shine the light the whole night through. Because it looks like it might be a hard road, but I'm gonna